Yes, I can see. Yeah.
So to start with, first of all, as I told you, I will cover the ERP thing. Okay, what is ERP? I will make ERP concept familiar to students.
Maybe
Okay,
first,
so
like actually, what we want to have, like Kumar would like
mm,
to see this, video. So what we will do, we will simply go for any a part like you are explaining, so that I can we can show him, and that can be analyzed. So maybe you can start with one of the topic of technical. We can do.
okay, that is our object management workbench platform where all the development will take place. Okay, so as you were asking for the technical thing, I'll explain you so that you will get a brief. So here the OMW screen, let it be open. Okay, so this is our main screen. This is called, the left hand side is called this, we can say, is project tray, and this right hand side screen is called the search tray. Okay, so here we have all the OL library objects we have, and here we have the projects, how to create the project and all those things. That will be the part of the training, how to create this project and what is the status of the project from 21 to 38, the promotion cycle, like 21, the prototype is 26, 28 and 38, like this. The go live happen, the production environment is in 38 status, then 01. So same like promotion cycle, demotion cycle, how these action buttons will work. That is the basic, because without this technical thing, nothing will happen until unless the people won't understand all this. How to use this button, this is called mm, restore button, this is called save button, this is called get button, how to get the specs from the local environment, how to check out to get the specs from the server to your local workstation, check in to get the specs to the server after your work is done, why to use erase checkout, how to switch the token, why to inherit the token. All these buttons will be there, so that we will explain at the time of training. Okay, is it fine? Hello?
Yes, you're audible. Please proceed.
Yeah, yeah, is it fine? So these all are the action buttons. What is the difference between get and the advanced get? Okay, so all these things, I will take it up. This is the search tray where we have all the objects that are there, like table, business views, crossing option, data structure, all those stuff. Okay, so once I will explain all this stuff at the same time, and if you want to start on the technical part, first of all, the item that I will cover, I have the agenda with me, as you can see. Okay, how I will take in what thing needs to be done.
Yes.
So first of all, I will start always with DD items. That is called data dictionary items. How to create a data dictionary item? That is the add button. Will take any project, and this is the list of object. Like DD item, we can see data item. There it is. Before this, since you want me to explain this, before this, what is the difference between OL object and the non-OL object? Okay, we need to define. We need to explain to the people, group of people who are taking. Then only they will understand. Since it's a demo, so I'm explaining you. So how to that, whether it is a glossary data item or it's a regular data item. So if we are creating a regular data item, then we will click on no. If we are creating any kind of error message, then we will click on yes. Like error message, suppose we want to throw any error. Okay,
Yes.
so that way. So if you click on no, then example, this is the alias. As you can see, like data item always starts with the abbreviation is Y. The 55 to 59 we have the system code, that is a custom code that has been given by Oracle for customer purpose. Whatever customer wants, between these codes they will decide and use it. Let's say A and 8, so Y55 A and 8. And if you want to, this is the number, this already been done, I think already been done. So Y58 A and 81 I have taken the address number. I have given the name as address number. Glossary group is that we have decided whether it is N or what. So by default it will be primary data element, because we are dealing with a data dictionary item. Description we can give here the address number as it is. Data type is always like what kind of data type we want, whether it is character, date, integer, string. So let's say it's a number, so we will give with numeric. We'll choose the numeric. That will define the data type of that address number, why we are creating it, what is the nature of it. Size we can define here, so up to 10 10 size it will show, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. After 10 it won't show, because this is the size of 10 for a particular DD item. Class, you can say, I'll explain.
Yes. Yeah.
The demo is somehow a bit slow, so please.
No, 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 it used to be.
Because this demo thing is nowadays demo is very difficult to get also. 9.2 won't work.
Uh,
So I have this 9.1.
9.1 is working still. 9.2, yeah, bit
Hmm.
difficult. 9.1 is
Bit
good,
difficult.
going good.
Good, yeah. 9.2 is like if it is a, it depends like what kind of class we need to give, a string or something. So we can define if it is a date, we can decide from date. If it is a currency for what we can use it, that we can take it. Let's say example, mm, anything related to test JDE item, that will be fine. Okay. So control type. What is the control type? Like user defined code. What kind of control we want? Checkbox, radio button, or generic edit. Basically, it is a generic edit. I don't want anything. Product code, as I told you, if that is a 55 is the system code. If it is specific to any particular module, like let's say example sales. If I want to use the GD item in a sales module, so I can let's say 42. That is the sales module. If we want to display decimals, like after 10 we want to display certain decimals, we can give it here. Okay. Row description, same thing. Here address number will come. Column title, what we want is address here, so address and number. So this is the basic furnishing of a particular DD item. Okay, now if you see, this is the glossary. Why here we can write a description. This like example, this address number belongs to certain group, so that kind of glossary will come. Whatever terms of description we want to show, here we can. Default value, here it is no default value. I don't want to default the value. If it is, then we need to define it here. Let's say 0 1 if I am using a radio box or combo button or something else. No default value. Visual assist is something like no visual assist, calendar, calculator, nature. Let's say if I'm taking a DD item for a date. Okay, for the date we need to have a calendar attached to it. Like in any other website, if we book flight tickets or something, we need a calendar while filling the form, you can say, or by filling the field. If you
Yeah.
want to add like date, so if you want to have it, we can have it a calendar. Let's say if you are creating a DD item for a particular calculator, so we
Mhm.
can have it a calculator. Or else no visual assist is required, just fine. Or else search from is like, let's say from a particular form you want to get the values, you can go it there and you can search it. Let's say user defined code, UDC codes. Okay, so we can select it from here, like MCU, business unit master search. So this is the application that will attach to it, and accordingly we can have it. So this is the use of this no visual assist edit rule. No edit rule. If you want to attach any business function to it, let's say get UDC business function, or this address number will like a smart field. Basically, at the time of a smart field, we use this. But yeah, if you want to attach it any business function or something, we can attach it a rule. Like example, rules are like if we want to use this particular DD item, as I just told you, UDC or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, like operator sort of, we can have it from here. Display rule, basically no display rule we use, and this rule wise, since it won't work in this demo, so I'm not pretty much sure on this display rule part. But yeah, next number thing is quite important. The reason is, if you want to have a next number, like incrementing a number, let's say 1, or the second time if we have the calculations, it will increment. So we can put it the UDC here, like 5501, whatever system code we want, we can put it, and from there it will fetch. So this is what the DD item will look like. If I click on OK, there's 3 errors from class. Okay. Class is not, let's see. So same way, like we can create for a string, as I told you, date or character or integer. That way it will take a bit of time.
Yeah.
So now we can, once that will be done, okay, so we can see it in our object library and management workbench. That is whenever search tray or in the DD item, we can have it from there. We'll click on DD. This work with data dictionary items will open, and here we can have it, have our forgot save. See, now we have just created for this system code and all this has got saved. Glossary belongs to certain group. So this is how the DD item is getting created. Now there are certain options also in the lower case of it, like row security or allow blank entry. It depends on DD item. If you want to allow any blank entry to that, you can click on that. If there is any security, row security, basically developers won't deal with this row security option. It's up to CNC. Auto include, if you want to include it, you can do it. Let's say if you want to use this GD item on the uppercase structures only, you can have this option enabled. Are you getting it? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear it. I
Okay,
was on
so
mute
that is
actually.
like, so I hope you are getting it, understanding it, what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
So
actually
whether
I was
I'm,
on mute, so I couldn't give you back. So not an issue. Actually, I'm not from completely from technical side, but still I can have something. So not an
yeah,
issue.
yeah, not a,
Mark will have a
mm,
complete class on it.
not a problem. Like this is a kind of DD item that I have created, and that will come into the project. As I just told you how to create a project and all, that we can, that we will take it at the time of training. Like this GD item that we have created, it came to the default project. Default project won't get promoted. It is for our purpose for doing R&D or doing something. It will be there. It won't be promoted. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's say we want to have a, if we want to have a particular like DD item is what is the building block for all the development. Like if we create any house or something, first thing is like that is our base. Okay, without base we can't construct any other building. So this is what the DD item is all about. First of all, the DD item is a building block for any kind of development that we do in JDE. Okay, once the DD item we know, then after that it comes with the table. What table does is it will, as you know, table is a collection of DD item. All the DD items will collect in a particular table, and that will store the data. Okay, so this is where the, now we will, I will create one table for you. Table starts with F, that is the Oracle abbreviation.
Yes.
Okay, so it's nothing in our hands. That is the standard that we follow. So F55 is like system code, as we are using, as I told you, like from the client to client, it depends. 55. Let's say F55 01. 01 is what? 01 is address book
Address.
code.
Yeah. Yeah. Address.
Okay, so that denotes that 01 is for particular uh, address book module. Now 001. So what this 001 means is sequence. Let's say if another developer comes and creates another table for the particular address book module, he will follow F55 01 002 3 4 5 so on. Okay, so like let's say business table. Table on, let's say F0101. Okay, so this table will be on F0101. We can say F0101, or to make it more, employee data. We can give the description. Depends what kind of description we want. 55 will come. Or product code, basically it should come as 01 because the product code is 01. Product system code is 55 because, as I told you, is reserved for clients. As you can see, 01 is address this 01 is address book, and 55 is reserved for clients. Column prefix, like it depends what kind of prefix we need to give. Let's say example, I'll take in the case of sales detail, sales order or sale detail, we will give this as prefix as SD, that stands for as sales detail. If it is a sales header, SH. So it's employee data. So we can give it as ED. Okay. I hope it is clear.
Yeah, it is.
So we click on OK. Now we'll go to the, with whatever the details we have filled here. Now we'll go to design tools. Okay. So here, as you see, ED, now state table, start table design add. So what does this will do? It will take us to the table design add module. Okay. So these are the four screens that we will see: columns, data dictionary browser, object properties, and indices. Okay. So data dictionary browser is nothing but all the DD item browser where we can get all the data. This indices is for the key, whatever, what is the table key, indexing of the key. Okay. And this is the columns on which our table will be created. Okay. Here we can define it from here, like how we want, that way. Tile, cascade, it depends. So as I told you, what is table is a collection of all the DT items. So what I want is, my requirement is, I want to capture the data of a particular employee in a particular table. So let's say A8. I'll collect it, I'll put it here. I'll double click on it, or else I can drag and drop it there. Okay. A8, ALPH, description of the employee description. Okay, A8 ALPH, or the phone number of the employee. Example, this phone prefix, fax number, PR1. Oh no, no, PH1. Sorry, phone number AR1 PH1. Since I know I am working, so I know how this will be the DD items. If a guy is new, he can, once he creates a DD item, he will have understanding.
Yeah.
You can search it from here. Okay. So, and apart from this four fields, let's say mailing name. So we can have it this five fields in our table. Apart from this, there are five mandatory fields. Those are called audit fields. Okay. So that is UPMT, that is date, time, job number, user ID, and PID. So what is that? Is workstation ID. I'll tell you why we use this, why we are using in every table, why it is required. Because the reason is program ID. Whatever you will do, it will capture all the information, your time, your user ID, your date in the table. So it will be easier for us to track anyone. Okay. So once that will be done, these are my particular columns. I have to, as you know, I have to create some keys in the table, the primary key of the table. Based on that, the indexing and sorting will be happening for the data. Okay. So I'll go there and keep it here. So this is, if you see in the key in the P, that is the primary table. So I have given it as a address number here. So here I can have it like, I can define the number. Yes, so I can have it like A8. Define what are my keys. A8 ALPH. So if I want to have it, I can have it there. These are my two keys. If I want to add a primary key also, secondary key also, I can make it, but that will be secondary. Depends whether it is required or not in a table, to make it more like, why we use keys to sort the data, and
Yes.
indexing
Yeah.
will be faster. So this is way, I'm just giving you an example how to create a address number, or this thing, address number in ALPH. Okay, I've taken the two keys. Now it's all done. I have to click on save. Okay, so what this save will do, this save will create a local existence in the database, but it won't create a physical existence in the database. So if I want to see, let's say example, print preview is also there. If I want to see the all the columns, what are the keys, I can see it here. Zoom in. These are my table length of the DD items. What are the primary key of the table? All these things will come here. Okay, if somebody wants to take the printout or want to see it in the preview way, so I'll exit it. Now this thing, this there I will go table operation. I need to generate a table. Generate a table means it will create a physical entity in the database. Okay. So as you can see, generation is successful. At the same time, I need to generate the indexes also. Why? The reason is because that indexes will also create a physical existence in the database. Now, as you can see, generation successful. So before now, we will go to the tool browser here and we'll type UTB, or we can browse it from OMW also, up to us. What is that? UTB is Universal Table Browser, where we have all the tables. Okay, so it's a tool to see the data. Let's see, it's getting loaded. So this is the table thing where I'll go there. I'll open this demo is somehow a bit slow. As you can see, this is our table that we. This is not our table. I think this is our table F55010001. But here we won't have data, right? But
Yes,
as you
yes.
can
So
see,
yeah.
this is ed the column prefix that we have used, and plus the prefix is whatever the dd items that we have used in our table. And these are all the audit fields. So here we can see, because once we generate the table, it creates a physical entity in our database. So it has created. Okay. So this is how we create the tables. And it will be a long thing. Now if I okay insert the data into the table, first of all, there is one thing that is called, you can say,